we're not eating lunch. We almost want to do like a lunch and learn, right? Like a little virtual lunch and learn. So bring your lunch and let's get ready to learn. We're just finding ways. I'm always trying to interview people, get to know individuals that can help us put processes in place and also put like some automation in place. Because every one of us know as we build and scale our business, the one thing we're all looking for is, how do we gain more time back? How do we lower expenses? How do we like keep our profitability going up, but our expenses going down? And today I have Justin Silverio from Open Letter Marketing, and he's going to kind of break a little bit of this down, and he's going to share some of the exciting stuff that he has for our followers, our tribe members, those that are going to be right with us right now. He's going to share some things on how you can instantly gain that time back, lower expenses, and just start putting those processes in place and start having that automation that every one of us are looking for. So Justin, tell them a little bit, I guess, give them a little background, a little bit who you are, a little bit about yourself, and what got you into this fun stuff that can help in this many ways.
Awesome. Thank you, Cody. So first and foremost, I am a real estate investor. I've been an investor for about 10 years now, doing primarily rehabs, condo conversions, wholesaling, all that, everything. And I'm a person that always tries to find systematic ways to create efficiencies, take myself out of the mundane tasks that hold me back from doing more of the value-added tasks. So that's kind of where my background is, where my core focus is for my investing business.
Mm-hmm.
I started Open Letter Marketing in 2016 because I saw a huge need and a huge gap in the market for offering marketing that's unique and different and get you to stand out. Basically, at that point in time, everybody was doing the same exact old-fashioned kind of marketing strategies. And because I was someone that always likes to test and make sure that I'm creating a competitive advantage, not only in the marketing materials, but also the way that I find the leads to market to.
Do you feel like that was kind of the thing that lacked just in general when you were using other maybe third-party mail houses, things like that, is maybe they didn't have the full understanding, the concept, because they themselves weren't in the business, or where do you feel like the disconnect was?
Nobody wanted to reinvent the wheel. Nobody wanted to go outside and to try different things because people were still ordering, right? Their customers were still ordering their product. So they were like, well, we don't have to really invent anything different because people are ordering it.
Yeah.
However, what was offered back then was okay, but there were many things that you could do to get you better response rates.
Sure.
Get you in front of your, right, hit different kind of aspects of your users. And when I looked at it, I said, well, if everybody's doing the same thing, what is going to make me stand out from somebody that's going to mail them the next day with the same exact mail piece or the same marketing strategy?
Yeah.
Really nothing. So I went out about and try to figure out, all right, what are some different unique ways that I can get people to notice me and want to contact me? Because what I'm sending them is a great indication of who they're going to get as kind of who they're going to be working with.
Yeah.
And I wanted to separate myself from my competition. So I started just testing, tracking my results, figuring out what's working better. And I did a really large test between what I was doing versus what everybody else was doing back then, which mostly and still do now is yellow letters.
Yeah.
And I found that my response rate increased 26.7% between my mailers and yellow letters. And ever since then,
how was the conversion? Was conversion even better? I mean, is it just in general when response is high, the likelihood of conversion goes up, or do you feel like no? I mean, I guess with conversion going up, do you feel like there's also a higher conversion?
So conversion's difficult unless you have a static input.
Yeah.
I was the static input, right? Because I was negotiating with yellow letters and with my own products. So based on that, yes, my conversion rate did increase. However, if a newbie was trying yellow letters and an experienced person was using my stuff, it would be completely different because the variable of the person negotiating is different.
So true.
So
true.
So yes, my conversion rate absolutely did increase. Not only that, but having those conversations with sellers, and the shift in them calling me was not so much like, yes, I still get the bad calls, people swearing at me and stuff like that. But a lot of
Take me
people
off your list, you piece of crap. I'm sick of it.
it's crazy. But, looking back at it, a lot of people would call and say, your mail piece, this was a great mail piece. I appreciate it. Or like, it really caught my attention. They would actually say a lot of nice things, which shifted in their minds. So when they think of me and my company, they have a positive impact.
Yeah.
Right. Rather than always having a negative and being consistent.
And that's the beginning of rapport. Like,
that's exactly right.
People think it's all right when you pick up the phone. It starts from that first mail piece when you send out. And I 100% agree with you that we get that all the time with our tribe postcard, how it ends with even like God bless. People love that. They called and they said, you know what, there's something unique about it. There's different about it.
People don't understand how important rapport building is. Like, there is countless times that I have purchased deals for $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 less than my competitors offered that same person for the same property, because I built such great rapport. And like you said, it starts with the first immediate contact that you have with someone. Even if it's not a verbal communication, it's a mail piece, it's a text message, it's a ringless voicemail, whatever it is, making sure you're authentic and unique and can build rapport right off the bat is huge. Huge.
100% agree. 100% agree. And I felt like there was a lot. I've been doing this since May of 15. And I've noticed just like over the years, like even the ones that I'm just like, ooh, I would never send that one. Like, it's like sleazy. It's slimy. It's like not even the right one to send. And so I've always stayed on the way of like, how do you gain and build rapport and trust right from the first mail piece versus one that says, ew, like, what is this? This guy's a scumbag. Like, could you get a deal? Yeah, you might, but you're also going to set off a lot of people that could have been deals. So the right message to the right person at the right time is always the trifecta, right? The holy grail for marketing.
Absolutely. So that's how it started for me. And ever since then, I'm always on a quest to making sure that my marketing is always, for my investment business, is always top notch.
Yeah.
And if I'm looking at that from my investment side, I'm also doing it for my customers at Open Letter Marketing. So I'm always trying and testing and figuring out what works, how it works, what cadence it works at, all of that stuff before I even start offering it to my customers. So now they're really getting a true tried and tested method and strategy that we understand why it works and how it works, so that we can provide that value to our customers. And that's really the evolution of how Open Letter Marketing started. And we're always on the front line of developing new stuff. Like, we're testing new things all the time. And I sent you like a new postcard that we're testing out that nobody's even seen before.
Yep.
We're testing out other mail pieces with like augmented reality, little codes that they can put their phone up, and there's a video of me popping up talking about how I can buy their house.
Oh, that's legit.
Like, really, really cool
That's
stuff.
legit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Almost like a meet and greet before you even have to pick up the phone and call me.
Yeah, and they can click their phone to get an immediate call right to your number after the video. It's like, it's amazing stuff. Technology still needs a little bit tweaking, so they don't have to click and as much on their phones, but it's close. But those are the things that we're doing all the time before customers even know about it.
Let's break this down. I have a question on the sideline going on. What are mail pieces? So let's break it down simple. Like, when we talk mail pieces, like, what are the different mail pieces that we're talking about, that you're talking about, so that we can have a clear understanding of when we say in general the word mail pieces?
Sure. Yeah, there's a lot of different types of mail pieces. You have your postcards, right? Your standard postcards. So postcards are one mail piece. You have handwritten letters.
Yep.
Handwritten letters to me. So each one has its own place.
Yep.
But also varying and changing up the different mail piece that you send also gets people to react a different way. Not everyone will react the same exact way
to the
same exact mail piece.
So true. I have a mentor of mine, Justin, that talks about, he has a method called Drive, and each one of the letters of Drive spell out like the 5 different personalities, and they're very much sold different. It's no different than the Shark Tank. You got 1, 2, 3. You usually have like 5, I think, right? 5 sharks up on the maybe 4 or 5, but 5. There's always 5. 5 sharks. The whole time you'll see deals come out where Kevin O'Leary's like, nope, you're a dead dog, right?
Yeah.
But you've got Mark Cuban saying, oh, I'll invest in this. Then you got times where Mark's like, sorry, this is not for me. Then you got Robert saying, oh, this is for me. It's because we're all sold different. We're
Yes.
all sold differently, and not any one product or one pitch done the same way will sell to all 5 sharks. You've got to be able to speak the language to all 5 of the sharks if you want. In fact, in the history of Shark Tank, there's only been 1 or 2 deals where every shark invested in the product. It's because the individual sold to each individual shark and got them intrigued in it versus just speaking one language. So I love what you're saying, and this resonates with me because postcards are the same thing. One postcard does not speak to all personalities.
Yes, yes. So we have the postcards, right? We have handwritten letters. Handwritten letters are usually a small piece of paper, not as much information on it, so it's more generalized. And usually with handwritten letters, you'll get more curious responses, but not maybe higher quality responses, okay? Because you can't provide as much information. Then you have professional letters. Professional letters are more like typed, right? More professional. You can provide a lot more information on there. Response rates might be a little bit less, but the quality of responses is going to be more because you're providing more information on that mail piece. And then we have our own, we have what we call trifold flyers. So those are ones that we've pretty much created where there's no envelope, and it's basically a piece of parchment paper trifolded with just a little label on the outside. So there's no envelope for people to open up and really take a look at.
So here's a good question. I'm going to put up on the screen real quick. Can you see that?
Yes, I can.
Do you prioritize the type of mail piece depending on the quality of the leads?
That's a really good.
That's a dang good question. Do you know how many times I wish people would ask this question? Because you ask questions like this, and you are going to go places. Do you prioritize the type of mail piece depending on the quality of leads? So
absolutely,
let's rock on that one for a second, and maybe you might even be able to show them a little bit about just software in general that can kind of show this stuff.
Yes. Again, awesome question. I would say in general, when I market for my own investment company, I always look at the quality of the lead. And it doesn't just stop at the mail piece. It is the full-on marketing campaign. So for low quality leads, I will spend less time and money on those, and might just hit them with maybe a ringless voicemail or text message or a postcard, something that's a little bit cheaper. So I'm not spending a lot of time on them. But as my quality of the leads increases to high quality, I'll send them with my best mail pieces, which are usually handwritten letters, professional letters, trifold flyers. I'll hit them with a ringless voicemail. I'll hit them with a text. I'll hit them with an email. I'll hit them with cold calling. I'll do all of that stuff. So I have a really robust marketing campaign for the true high quality leads. So I'm spending most of my time and energy on those. But
and quality of marketing.
Yes, exactly.
Phenomenal. So let's talk about a couple of things that you've been able to develop that I caught eye of and I caught wind of, and we instantly connected because I just wanted to learn. We're always, even 5 years, a little over 5 years now, tapped into this business. I'm always looking for ways. If I do the same things over and over again, what got me here won't always get me there. And so I'm always looking for what is the thing that will keep helping me have a better process, maybe better system in place, or even I think what so many times is we're always looking at how many leads come in, because if we get a lot of leads in, then we're going to get a lot of revenue. And yes, that's one side of the coin is we need revenue coming in, but we also got to be looking at the expenses and how do we lower that. So profitability comes from the two sides of that coin. It's increasing revenue, but decreasing expenses. And I felt like some of the things that you've shared with me have been something that has helped my team maybe capture some new processes, but also find ways to be better with our time, because time, we all have the same 24 hours, whether you're Bill Gates, whether you're Cody Hofhine, whether you're Justin, we all have 24 hours in the day, but it's how you choose to use that time during the day. And I feel like some of these processes gave us that time back so that we could have more time to go out and get deals because some of these other automation and processes were in place.
Yeah, well said. So everything for me starts from what is taking my time away from doing those value added or revenue producing tasks. And if I have the issue, a lot of my customers typically have the same issue at Open Letter Marketing, right? And over the years, talking to a lot of my customers and figuring what their weak points are that they need help with, and how I can strengthen them, but also help strengthen my own company. And just because I'm going through it in my investment company, I know the absolute nuances of how it's going to work, why it's going to work that way.
Yeah.
So, so we've developed basically 3 pieces of software. And I really look at that, and let me flip my camera around so you can, let me share my screen here.
I'd say screen share, you should be able to do it.
Yeah. Yep. Can you see my screen?
I'm going to add it right now to the StreamYard.
Cool.
Okay, go for it, my friend.
Good. All right, awesome. So this is your portal into open letter marketing, right? You have, you know, your special products and services, and even our software in here that that we've created for you. So when your tribe members or anybody that wants to go in through this link, I mean, they see exactly the path like we were talking about.
And the link's up above, guys. In fact, I can kind of just show you real quick what it looks like. That link's right there on the bottom. I'm going to take it off so Justin has more screen. But essentially, just openlettermarketing.com/ref. But it should be up in the comments tab as well. But let's give you back more space on some real estate back on that screen, and let's kind of break it down.
All right, so let me just go through this screen, and then I'll dive into some of the software, which is down the page a little bit.
Okay.
So I wanted to make this very simple for people to understand, because when you complicate anything, there's delay, and it holds people back from getting started. So I really wanted to make sure that this is a simple portal people understood very easily. We even have, like, you know, getting started videos, how to place an order video, just so it's so easy that people, you know, can't make a mistake.
By the way, I always question, because I feel like you always lie to me when you say, I'm like, are you an engineer? Like, you're like an engineer, and you're like, no, I'm not an engineer. This guy knows processes better than engineers, because normally when I'm talking to like someone like Justin, I'm like, man, you're an electrical engineer or mechanical engineer. And he's like, no, dude, I have no background in engineering. I'm like, what the heck?
I honestly just love efficiency. And if there's something that's if there's something that's inefficient, I will figure out the most way to make it efficient. So, and that's all a system is creating an efficient process.
Yep.
All right. So you have your videos up top, and as we discussed, right, for direct mail, this is the first piece of the portal, and we have the path to success for each person. And whether you're a beginner through advanced, I mean, you have the different ways that we're marketing, right? If you're a beginner, again, just get in the game, start sending out a postcard. As you start to increase, you're getting more deals. Now you can start layering different types of mail pieces, and start going through. So as you're advanced, you send a postcard, you send a handwritten letter, you send a professional letter. So you're hitting people with different touches. So this is the path to success from beginner through advanced.
Essentially, guys, what's going on is that we all come from different walks of lives, and what we all how we start is not how, once you've done 5+ deals, you're going to start getting a little bit more, even more creative, but you're opening up a budget that allows you to do that. But again, it's not just because you have a budget. It's like, hey, let's just throw money. Justin is kind of sharing it at just a little bit ago, is there are certain quality leads that get certain segments of your marketing that others don't. So there are certain leads that you're like, ooh, because it's on 3 different lists, they're going to get this sequence when it comes to mail. But because it's only just high equity, we may just do a text message. So there's different qualities or different levels of marketing for each lead, so that you're spending your money on your highest quality leads, and you're doing your lowest money spend on your lowest quality leads. But all of them need to be hit, but it doesn't mean they all need to be hit the same.
Yes, so true. And one of the softwares was designed specifically to identify and help people execute those marketing campaigns for the different quality of leads.
Yeah.
So even right through, so you have the different direct mail pieces. And not only do you just go in here and order your direct mail piece, but again,
show them how simple this is. This is like, when I say simple, we were always uploading like a list to email, then email the third-party vendor, and then the third-party vendor 2 days later would come back and say, oh, okay, we got this, and does this look good? And then after they proofread it, and you email back and say, yes, this looks good, then okay, 4 days later, we're going to be sending out. And so it ended up being like sometimes 5, 7, 8, 9 days before the first time you sent out over the list to actually mail going out.
Yeah, And I just want it to be easy for everyone. And I also want to think about and provide additional service that sometimes people don't even expect. For instance, so when you come into the postcards, all that you have to do is select which template you want, right? You can go through the different templates here. You
Get
have
the
the
tribe
tribe
postcard.
postcard, you have a no hassle postcard, right? So you make a selection of tribe postcard. It's automatically first class. If you want to send it in multiple batches, so again, if
Explain
somebody
that,
had
what a batch means so people understand the
exactly.
full purpose of batch.
So let's say you have a list of 4,000 mailers, but
Yep.
you don't want to send all 4,000 mailers at once because you're going to get too
You're a
many calls coming
solopreneur
back.
and your phone's going to freaking melt.
Yes. And do not do that because you will never be able to get back to those people in a
You're
timely
throwing away money.
time frame. You are throwing away money. Make sure you
Absolutely.
pace yourself so you can call people back. So let's say you just want to send 2,000 mail pieces every week for 2 weeks because you have a list of 4,000. You would select 2 batches. And then the next selection, you say, how often do you want those batches to go out? So you would say on a weekly basis because you want to be sending mail every single week.
Every
So
single week, guys, I want you to know that that is a second voice to everything I always
yes,
say. Send
consistency.
out marketing every single week. It's not, hey, I've got a list of 8,000. I'm going to blast it right now and I'm going to just work these leads over
Yeah,
the next 2
no.
months. I would much rather you see 1,000 a week over the next 8 weeks than 8,000 all in 1
Yes.
week. I mean,
Abs-
100%.
yes. Hands down, that is the right answer. Hands down. So you can see 2 batches every week. So if you have the 4,000, you're sending 2,000 the first week and then 2,000 leads the second week. That's
That's
how
right.
it breaks down. The next piece is really unique to us. Again, we don't want to just take people's money. We want to make sure I'm looking at this as I'm a customer. If I'm a customer, I want to only pay for, I don't want to pay for duplicate property addresses. And I don't want to pay for undeliverables that are never going to get to the prospect that's going to come back to me. So if people want,
Guys, are you so sick of, by the way, before he gets into this, how many of you are always, I could go out right now, literally out of my office and go on my doorstep where the mail post office comes and drops off our mail, and there'll be a stack this high of
oh yeah,
undeliverables, right? Undeliverable
always.
postcards. So keep going so they can understand the beauty behind this.
Always. So what this is going to do is it's going to look through your file. So if you keep it as yes, and the next step it's going to do this, and I'll explain that. Some people actually don't want to. I've had some customers, this is why we kept this up here. They don't want to remove the duplicates and undeliverables. I don't know why, but they just don't want to. It's free to do it. So once you click on yes, and then you upload your list. So you have to upload your list in a CSV file. And again, on that portal that I'll go back to, we explain how to do it, save it as a CSV file, just in case people don't know how to do it. So let me just go in and upload a CSV file. Let me see.
Bro, by the way, look at this comment while you're pulling the CVSV file. Please make a YouTube video out of this today's presentation. I will present this on the Tribe Forum, so that's within my coaching program. And I'll create outline notes so the train will be consistent for each new Tribe member. This is golden.
Yeah. And a lot of this stuff that we're doing is like in the video of how to place an order. I'm going through exactly the step-by-step process of how to place an order. So those videos are already in this portal for you. So once you go in, you upload your CSV file, it's automatically going to map your fields, right, in your CSV file to the field names in the system. So you go through and you can see in the red, this one I just need to map automatically. I'm going to just, here's your return name, return address. I'm just going through this stuff. Phone number. So this gives you the ability,
Is
right?
that like your call rail? If I have
yes.
If I have 10 different lists, I never want all the same phone number on every list. I want 10 unique numbers so I can start to do my KPIs individually for each one, right?
That's exactly right. So
okay.
you can manually enter for those that just have one phone number for all of their leads. And this phone number is for people to put on your mail piece, right?
Okay.
For people to call you back on.
That's right.
So if an investor just has one phone number, just manually input the one phone number. But if you start to get a little bit more advanced, have call reel. And for me and my investment company, I have different phone numbers depending on the lead list that the person is on. So when somebody calls in, at the end of the month, I can say, how many calls do we get from Inequity or Driving for Dollar or a tax lien list? So I can really look at my KPIs.
That's
so
awesome.
if you do have a column where you have the different variable phone numbers, and in this one I do right here, phone number column, you just do it, you just select that. And now those phone numbers, those variable phone numbers are going to be placed on the mail piece. So they're going to vary as we go through the leads automatically.
Phenomenal.
This here for the tribe postcard, if you want to do something then other than God bless, you can. Otherwise, you can actually leave that blank and then name on the back of the postcard. Okay, so once I click proceed here, you'll see, and I don't know how many people I have on this list, but it says the system is validating. All right, just finished. So it says this. It was validating the addresses, it's removing duplicates, and it's taking off undeliverables. So you can see I have one record that was off of this list, that was removed off of this list. I think I might only have like 200 on this list or 500.
Yeah. I've seen you. I've uploaded one before where I'm putting like a few thousand names in, and it will pull back like 150 or 200.
Yeah, I mean, I can go in here with the test. Do I have test data? Yeah, hold on. So people can actually really see.
So what he's doing is he's uploading like as if you were uploading your list to get your mailers sent out. He's uploading the list right now. And then this software automatically, free of charge, is already removing your undeliverables.
Right. So this one's a little bit bigger. It's removing duplicates, removing undeliverables. Because I don't want people to pay for stuff that they're not going to use. It's just going to come back returned to sender.
How does it, here's a question. How does it determine an undeliverable lead? Is that just because it's going against USPS?
Yes, it is. So we are linked right up to the USPS system. And so keep in mind, this is not going to remove 100% of undeliverables because undeliverables change every single day.
That's right.
And it's based on the mail carriers. They actually will identify a property sometimes as an undeliverable, or it's because the property address is not found in the USPS database.
Yep.
So there's different variables, but it's going to significantly reduce the amount of return mail that you get. So on this list, you can see this list had 1,200 names in it. You can see that you're going to be paying for 1,121 leads. 79 records came off the list, so you don't have to pay for those. If you do want to purchase your undeliverable leads, so then you can go off and use our skip tracing to find new mailing addresses, you can actually purchase your undeliverable leads as well. You don't have to.
Is that price to change whether it's one or there's 500?
Nope, 1 or 1,000,000. It's just a flat fee, so we don't get into variable because then it gets really expensive if people have really large lists.
Yeah.
So this is just a flat fee if you want it. If you don't want it, just click on no, and you don't have to purchase it.
Okay. But it will still remove it if you want it.
Yep, absolutely.
Now, can you choose to not remove it if you didn't want to?
Remove and leave these 79 in here? Good question. Yeah. So all that you have to do is click on no here. Remove duplicate property addresses and undeliverables. You would say no.
Okay.
So it would leave it in here. So 1,200 would show up here.
Perfect. Because you're saying some of those are duplicates. Now, make sure I want to understand this because here's something we do with duplicates. If we have a duplicate mailing address, but it's a different property address, this was just a unique story that may happen to us, but it could happen to multiple people. When it comes to duplicates, we've always mailed the duplicate because here's what we learned, and I'm curious if it's the same for you. We had an individual that had I'll put it this way. Here's how we found out. We sent out we took out the duplicates and we sent out a mail. A guy got back to us. We put it under contract as a rental he had. We go to the closing table and he's sitting there across the way and I'm sitting there talking to him and he's like, so why did you want my other rentals? And all of a sudden I'm like, huh? Like what? Like what? And he's all why didn't you want my other rentals? And I said, what other rentals do you have? He's like, well, you sent me a postcard and it was with this address on it. So I figured that was the only one you wanted, but I have like 6 or 7 other rentals that I want to get rid of as well. And I'm like, and so we learned at that moment, keep sending out the duplicates, even though it's the same mailing address. Sometimes the actual property address they were different on which property it is because they own multiple properties. And this guy in his naive mind only thought I wanted the one I mailed about, but I'm like, no, I would love to look at this. We ended up getting like 3 or 4 more deals out of that. But had he not brought that up, I was like, ooh, we would have lost out on that.
Yeah, the same story. And I do the same thing. I mail. So that's specifically why, for your reason, that's why we only remove duplicate property addresses, not duplicate mailing addresses.
Perfect. That's what I wanted to get clear on this, because I wanted to make sure it was, you're just removing the duplicates that are the same and not a duplicate mailing address that have different property addresses to it.
That's correct. For the same reason, I bought multiple properties off one person because I sent 2 different mail pieces to different properties, right?
Does it remove duplicates when mailing only or proper? Okay, I'm going to show this one. Can you separate the duplicates from the undeliverables?
Yes. So if you want to purchase, so the way that works, if you do want to purchase your undeliverables, when you purchase your order, it's going to give you a separate file with only undeliverables. Okay. Does that make sense? So theoretically, it is separating your duplicates and undeliverables.
Yeah.
Because because when you place the order, it's going to show you your original list. It's going to show you your mapped final list with your 1121 leads.
Yeah.
And then if you purchase undeliverables, it's going to show you your undeliverables, which might be, so this is 79, which includes undeliverables and remove duplicate property addresses. So you'll get a download that might only have like 60 undeliverables.
Yeah.
Right. So so those are the files that you will receive.
Okay. Dude, this is solid gold. Solid gold, because that's yet another process that we are paying a virtual assistant to be doing this. Like the virtual assistant's going out there and finding the duplicates, like you're saying. I want to make sure it was that way, not the way that people are understanding this. I had a couple sidelines thinking, no, you don't want to remove the duplicates, but it's doing it the correct way. So that's why I love this. But we were paying a virtual assistant like $4.55 an hour to hand manually remove the duplicates. This is done in an instant, removed for you. You can purchase it if you want, but I bet you're still, if you want to purchase it, you're still less than what you were paying to have it removed from a virtual assistant.
It doesn't take many mail pieces to send out at 40 cents. It's huge. And this is only one small process. Like the software, when we get into that, I mean, it's ridiculous how much time it's going to save you. Not only save you time and money, but also increase your ROI from a marketing standpoint.
Oh, do you have anything more on this? I do have a next question that might lead to another one, by the way. So you tell me.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, once you're done, you add to cart and you check out, and you're good to go. So that's
awesome,
that's how,
guys. You get the tribe pricing right here, by the way.
Yes,
just so you know, this is something that not only has he put together from his experience and his knowledge, because he himself is an investor and he knows the different processes, the different mail pieces that connect and resonate with people. He's also done this and wanted to be able to deliver it with unique tribe pricing. So you guys get my pricing on this, which is super, super kind of Justin. Let me give you a question here. You ready for this? This will be easy.
I'm ready.
Because it's in the portal. So yeah, guys, this is my personal portal that Justin and his team created for my people. And I'm appreciative of it because it makes everything really simple and fine. Instead of having all these different areas to go look for all these different services, we've made it all combined into one easy portal right here. So the question is, what is the direct source that this system uses for skip tracing?
For skip tracing. So we use, we go through IDI and some other, one other kind of proprietary system that we use, but all of the skip tracing. So you can see, like, as you scroll down, we have direct mail, software, and then skip tracing.
Guys, by the way, you'll get up to, I mean, some of them depend on the level, how many you're getting skip traced at a time. You can get as low as 11 cents per skip trace, which is phenomenal. Yep.
So 11 cents, 13, 15 cents. And not only will it skip trace, so again, you upload your files just as you did. You'll map the fields just as we showed you. And then once you check out, once you click on proceed, You don't have to tell it. The system will know how many are in here. So
Yeah.
you just map all the fields, click on proceed, and then it's going to tell you that there's 1,200 on your list, right? It
So
already knows.
it's already skip trace. Oh, there's 1,200 list. Is that already skip trace? There's already 1,200 come back?
It's not, but it is immediate. So once you add to cart, check out,
Yeah.
it's going to go process, and then you'll get an email. Depending on the list size, you could have it in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You'll get your list emailed right back to you. So there's no human
Phenomenal.
intervention. It's automatic. You don't have to wait that long for it. So we wanted to make it sure it's nice and easy.
Now, here's a good question: is there a minimum of 500? If you want to scroll down maybe and show them again.
Yeah, so no, there's no minimum, right? You have your pricing here. 1 to 200 is a flat fee, or 1 to 199 is a flat fee, and then 15 cents up to 3,000, 13 cents up to 10,000, and 10,000 or more is 11 cents.
So it just goes in that increments. Zach, great question. So if you just did as simple as 200, it's 15 cents per skip trace, which is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
If you do about 3,000, then it goes to 13 cents. If you do more than 10,000, which a lot of times we are, it's 11 cents per skip trace, which is just phenomenal pricing. But we love the fact that I have literally an individual in my office log in and everything's in one portal, like ding, 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 upload the list and the team starts working it.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's really just everything is here for you. And again, if you scroll all the way down, you have saving a file as a CSV, as I mentioned. For the software, which we can talk about in a minute, it gives you kind of a nice infographic to understand what system works for what, and how to use it. But really, when we get into this, it's like such cool stuff, as you know.
Super. Well, so sorry, minimum of 500 direct mail pieces. Okay, so he's saying, sorry, what's the minimum for direct mail?
Direct mail, 500 mail pieces for postcards, 200 for letters, handwritten or professional letters.
And guys, here's one thing I would tell you, just as coaching students nationwide. So whether you're in the tribe or not in the tribe, I want to share this with you because it's all about, I want you to think of just even like the NBA. Think of your favorite or your best 3-point shooters. The ones that make the most 3-pointers are also statistically the ones that shoot the most baskets. And so look at it as, how do we apply that exact same principle in the wholesaling business? Is those that take the most shots are going to get the bigger results, are going to get the best results. They're going to get the most deals. So if you can stretch that budget to where you're doing, and I try to tell everyone in the tribe, if you can, like you squeeze everything out, like go through your accounts. If you have Comcast or DirecTV right now, cut that sucker off and throw it into direct mail. Like if you are driving a $30,000 truck, sell it and get a $5,000 hoopty. Like do something where you can take money and put it into marketing, because if you can do like 2,000 mailers every single week consistently, you're taking now a ton of shots, which is going to put you on top of where we're saying like the best in the NBA are making the most 3-pointers, so the ones taking the most shots. You're now starting to get the looks that you need so you can get a ton of deals and get a ton of deals quickly, so that you're not, it's a catch, right? The longer it takes you to do a deal, sometimes just as humans and naturally, we start to just tear ourselves down. Man, real estate's not for us. I'm just not meant for it. I'm not cut out for it. Man, he's blessed to have it, but it's not working for me. It's just meant for me to keep going back to my day job. And I want you to know that's not true. That is not true. That is simply not true. What it is you want to turn it from faith to fact as fast as possible. And so if you can get 2,000 mailers, and I always share with people ways that you can do it. I want you to go through your current budget and look at it. If you have the golf package, you don't anymore. If you've got Netflix, tell your kids, today we're going to be drawn instead of watching Netflix. Like whatever you have, that's marketing dollars. And yes, it's a sacrifice up front, but that sacrifice up front gets you to a deal quick. But what does it do to you if you get a deal quick? It turns your confidence level on fire.
Huge.
It turns you into where you're like, oh man, not only did this work, it worked for me. And then from there, it just skyrockets, guys. That's the crucial part behind all this. So I would say if you can, 2,000, do it.
Yeah, and if I can share something too, like when I got started, I was working full time. I was
Yeah.
working a full-time job. I had an hour and a half commute back and forth to work. And you hear a lot of people, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, all this stuff. And it's really it's their mindset. The mindset is such a critical aspect of if you can do it or not. And if you tell yourself you can find ways to do it. Like you said, figure out, get rid of something that's you don't need to pay for, like the Comcast or the extra stuff. You don't need that. If you want to be successful in this, there are things that you have to do that other people won't do to get you where you want to go. And in the beginning, when I was working a full time job, I just had my first kid. I had a wife, tons of traveling, and I was renovating homes, and it was a struggle. But I pushed through, and I'm thankful that I did, because I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for those struggles and those changes that I was willing to make. So absolutely, just like you said, there are always ways that you can find to push through and to do more marketing, to get more in the game, to take more shots, to get better, to refine, and get more deals.
So true. Now, guys, this portal's for everyone. So
Yeah.
I'm going to put it on there one more time, but it's up above in just wherever the post is, whether you're watching on YouTube or whether you're watching on Facebook. But I'm going to show this portal. This is open to everyone. I wanted this for my people. Like, I wanted to create something special, and Justin and his team delivered just flawlessly for my team and for my people, so they could get a hookup on all this one-stop shop. So let's say direct mail, it's like, okay, right now I'm doing cold calling, or right now I'm working web leads. Great. The also great thing is, if you just need skip tracing, right here, there's no better source for skip tracing than right here on this portal. We've tried every other company, and I will tell you, we use this company nonstop now because the hit rate's good, the quality comes back awesome, the speed of it, the convenience of it, the fact that I could have my 11-year-old upload a list and get it all back to me says everything of how simplistic this portal is. So whether you're doing direct mail, which I'd still say anyone that's not doing direct mail, get out there and start trying it. I'm seeing numbers right now like it was back in 2015 and 16 when I started. We love direct mail, and it's killing it for us. It is a huge part of our revenue coming in each and every year. We do 7 figures alone just from direct mail every year. Every year. Now, we do have other marketing channels that bring in another 7 figures to do that. But I will tell you, direct mail is a huge part of our business. So if you're not doing it, now's the time to start thinking about it. And this portal makes it that much easier.
Absolutely. And I'll just show one other thing too.
Please.
I want to go into software, but software, like the software side of stuff, that's when you're going to start to really see some huge time saving and automation when we go through it. But just to give people some very high level understanding, we have 3 software programs.
Oh, hold on. Before you
Yeah.
do this, because it's not shared yet.
Okay.
Is it share? I mean, oh, I got to add it. Hold on. That's why. Okay, go to the beginning so they can see how they enter in.
Yeah. Okay. So we're in the portal, right?
Yep.
So let me scroll down. You can see the different software that we have: OLM InvestorHub, OLM Deal Flow, and OLM Returned Mail System was just launched yesterday.
Dude, that thing is, by the way, that thing is freaking
crazy cool.
Who invented that? Because I'm sitting here thinking, yet again, why I'm questioning how you're not an engineer. Because guys, this is where, let's say this right here in my hand was a postcard. Here's the best part. When you get like an undeliverable mail or that return back or that vacant home and you have a stack sitting in your office, I know I'm taking your thunder here, but this blows my mind. You take the postcard and you put it in front of your camera, and it has a barcode on it, and it removes it from your mail list. It does beep, and it removes it. However, I want you to show them the real deal now. Actually do one.
Actually, I don't have mail pieces with me. I'm at my...
I wanted to see it.
Hold on. I can show them. So if they come into the portal, click on the returned mail system.
Okay.
And then once they're in here, see this video? This video shows them exactly how to do it. I'm scanning. I'm showing exactly what to do. I'm at my in-laws for our little vacation, so I didn't
No
bring
worries, no worries. I wanted to.
But,
I
this
love
video,
on the spot, but this is how you can see it right now.
it's crazy cool. So I can actually get into the back end of the return mail system. So in a minute, you'll see that I pop up right here in the screen. So all that you have to do is hold the return mail piece. It scans the barcode and it comes down here. You can either download, click on this button, say download as CSV. Once you download it, it's going to have the return, the property address, the name, and the mailing address on it. So now if you want to skip trace it and then put it back into your mailing campaign, you can do it.
So it'll skip trace, it'll pull the new address and then pop the new address back in.
Exactly.
Or you can just simply cold call it.
Yep, exactly. Okay. Or if you have OLM InvestorHub, which we'll probably talk a little bit about today, but get into it more in future weeks, you can just click this button. It goes into the system. It automatically removes them off future marketing activities. You can skip trace right in the system in the matter of 2 seconds, and it automatically pushes them into new future marketing activities. So it does everything for you. You can do probably 100 in a matter of 2 minutes, skip trace, done. So right here is like such a time saver that people are like, I just got rid of my VA that normally does this for me. I don't need them anymore.
Yeah.
This is such a huge time saver. It's crazy, crazy cool.
Again, I think there's quite a few that are already listening, and it's like instantly it resonates. It's like, I just gained more time back. For those new in the game, it could be that's like, because there's so many new processes thrown on you right now, you're just like, I don't even know what saves me time right now. I'm just trying to get my first deal. Totally get it.
Yep.
But then there's some of you listening right now and you're like, oh, if I just had that one tool, I pick up a few hours every single week back. And what does a few hours do for you? It allows you to get out there and do what you should be doing. And that's make more offers, be face to face with more sellers.
Yep. Absolutely. And we have, like, for every piece of every one of those people, if somebody comes into the portal and says, even, with videos and stuff like that, there is still going to be people that are like, I'm still not sure where to start. Bottom right-hand side, right? Type in your email. We'll start chatting with you. We have people live Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, chatting with you. And I teach them exactly what I'm doing in my own investment business.
Yep.
So they're just not salespeople that are going to pitch you on certain things. They're going to actually provide strategic input,
value, and service.
And they're going to add so much value because they know what I'm doing. They preach exactly what I preach and how I do it because they know my investment business also, what I'm sending out, the response rates, how things are working. They'll know what you need just by having a little chat with them. So even if you do get lost, use this chat feature. We're there to help you and really provide strategic input rather than just, selling.
I love it. I love it.
I know it's getting long. I don't know if you want to go over high level on the software or wait for next week to go through it.
In fact, here's what I say. I say high level. Let's see. And this was for, is this for the CRM or is this for InvestorHub?
Yeah, it's going to be for both, just a high level of what the programs do at a high level and how they work together.
Yeah, do it. I say let's go high level on this. And then next week, guys, here's what we want to do is every Tuesday, basically the same time. So whether it's 12 o'clock my time, Mountain Standard Time, or 2 p.m. is probably the easier way of saying this, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to be here, the same place, the same time, every single week going forward to do this like lunch and learn virtual, right? Yes. So he's going to give you some high level breakdown of some of these products, but then next week, we're actually going to go into it and show you step by step to break this down. So it's very, very understandable.
And I want people to ask questions, like ask tons of questions.
We've been getting a lot of good ones, by the way. In fact, Justin, before you start, let me show you one.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, Cody, what do you suggest for those people who've never done direct mail campaign, just doing other stuff, but don't have that much budget? What will be the minimum budget we have to start? Plus, I'm from San Francisco Bay Area. So there's a trick to this. California will produce a trick on direct mail. I don't know what it is about direct mail in California. Does it work? Yes. You typically, though, have to send out a lot more than most other states. That's the caveat. That's the downside. Why? I don't have an answer other than I've been now coaching for over 4 years. And I see it from every one of our California students that they just have to be prepared to send out a little bit more. So if you're just simply sending out 500 a week or 1,000 a week, I would say, yes, could you do a deal? Absolutely. It just may take a little bit longer than someone else sending out only 500 or 1,000 in a different market. So your time frame expands. And as long as your mindset's rock solid, I'd say, hey, you're still one step closer than the person taking no action at all. But don't let your mindset slip saying, oh, direct mail doesn't work. Or your mindset slip saying, I can't do it. I haven't done a deal. I'm just going to go back to my 9 to 5. California, for whatever reason, just tends to be something that you got to throw a little bit more than normal. I don't know if you want to add anything to that, Justin, because I think a second voice would be valuable here.
Absolutely. So Boston's similar, right? It takes a lot of mail pieces to get a deal. However, similar to Boston, San Francisco, when you do get a deal, the profit potential is going to be much greater than if you're into any other markets that are low price points. So in Boston, I need a lot more mail pieces to generate a deal. However, my deals are generally all over 6 figures, even wholesale deals. So I'm okay to spend more money because I know a lot more money is going to come back.
Here's another thing. I do want to talk on this one because we're going to talk high level on this. We'll deep dive this a little bit more within the CRM that we'll be talking deeper next week about, and how this will help you with keeping your customer relationship management all together and actually functioning well. The one question, what calling software to use for numbers for different markets? And it is CallRail. So then furthermore, They said they looked into CallRail. It looked like it didn't get good reviews. I will tell you this. I've been using CallRail from day one, and I've never switched it. And what's killer is this CallRail integrates into the CRM that we're going to break down next week.
I'm actually interested on where they found bad reviews, because
he said this. I looked into CallRail, but all the reviews, which is recent, were all 1 and 2 stars, saying how horrible it has gotten.
Interesting. Yeah, that's surprising to me, because I really like it. It's easy to use. You can add a ton of phone numbers. Not only that, but their
cheap.
Analytics, it's cheap, and I love their analytics. I'll give you a perfect example. I have an acquisitions team. You can actually identify the percentage of the time that your acquisition person is talking and the seller is talking. So if I see that my acquisitions person is talking 80% of the time, the seller is talking 20%, that's a conversation I have with the acquisitions person saying, you're talking too much. Talk less, let them talk more, ask more open-ended questions.
Yep.
I can identify where things are not working properly. And just like all of this stuff, it's about systems. If you know your numbers and where they need to be, you can correct and improve. So the analytics on CallRail is amazing. I don't know any other system that does a better job. And that's why I like it.
I 100% agree. And the fact that it integrates so seamlessly with your CRM is also another reason why I would never switch to anything else.
Absolutely.
By the way, he said thank you. D1914, you're very welcome. We're glad to help. We'll break that down next week. Actually, we'll show you how all this integration and how this process works, so that automation, those processes really serve you at a high level, so you can keep doing more deals.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So just again, high level, we have 3 programs. So the first one is OLM InvestorHub, the top portion. OLM InvestorHub was designed to go from list creation through marketing execution.
Yep.
So that means uploading your lists. It's going to automatically stack your lists on top of each other, so it can identify what property addresses or what leads are in multiple lead lists. So if you have a lead that's in an equity list, but then you input it into the system, you might find it's also on the driving for dollars, tax lien, probate, another list. So if it's on those 5 different lists, it's a much better deal or lead than it was originally, just when you were looking at it as an equity lead. So you can then really you can identify your different quality of leads and breaking them to high, medium, and low quality brackets, like we talked at the beginning of the call. Yep. And then you can formulate your marketing campaign from there. It has a dashboard of your marketing campaign, so you're not going into different programs. You can see your calendar of when you're going to send direct mail or text message or ringless voicemail. You can execute marketing campaigns. You can skip trace. You can remove undeliverables. You can get phone numbers. There's so much stuff in this system that it can do. And we're going to get into this a lot more.
By the way, when you showed Janet this, I don't know if you remember the conversation.
I do.
So
yeah.
I'm not very techie. Like when it comes to like ease of business, I have that. I have Janet on my team that just knows how to look at things and be like, okay, here's how we can make this smoother. Hey, we need a new process here. Hey, we need to be looking for a different process here. And then we jumped on and did this screen share with you. At the end, Janet, I swear her smile was touching from ear to ear. She's like, this is it. This is what I've been looking for. Like normally she'd be like, yeah, it's better than what we got, but it still doesn't do everything I want. And after this one, she's like, this is it. This is it. This is what I wanted.
Yeah.
And so just to make Janet smile, I was like, let's get it. Let's pay it. Take my money. Take it.
It's just super powerful. And like we were talking about removing people from your list, like that small little task, it's a pain in the ass. It takes time. You have to make sure if you take them off this list, they're off future marketing lists so they don't get hit again.
Yep.
The system does all of that for you. So if you created a whole marketing campaign of direct mail, ringless voicemails, emails, all that stuff, once you remove someone from a list, they automatically get removed from all future marketing activities, so you don't hit them again.
Yeah.
So it's flawless. It's very easy. And this is the system that the return mail system integrates into. So if you scan your barcode, it's going to go into InvestorHub, remove them off the list, and identify them as undeliverable. So you can click a button, skip trace, and then they go back into your leads list with a new mailing address.
Yeah.
So it's automatic, super easy for you.
Dude, I freaking love this.
So the last piece is OLM deal flow. This is the traditional CRM. So while InvestorHub is from list creation to marketing execution, once somebody calls back on your marketing activity, that's when they get tracked through OLM deal flow in your CRM, because the CRM is linked, like we mentioned, to CallRail. So once somebody calls into CallRail, a seller lead is automatically created into your CRM. And now you can track that lead from first contact and get all the way through closing the deal. And you can track your KPIs again along that whole path. So if you do have a team, or when you do have a team, you can now identify how many leads came in this week, how many appointments were booked based on those leads. And you can see where the percentages really decrease. Yep. And then you can fine tune that piece of the equation. So again, it's providing you back with information. And then once the seller lead gets into OLM deal flow,
which is your CRM,
they automatically get removed from InvestorHub.
This
so you
is
don't continue to market to them.
This is where we consistently were wasting money, because we didn't want to manually do that. No one wants to manually do that. Like, that's obnoxious. And so we've always just kept sending it. And sometimes people will be like, hey, you sent me a mail piece again. We're closing with you on Friday. And I'm like, I know. I'm so sorry. Son of a gun. What do we do? Right. But it's because I'm not going to take the time to take it off the list. That's the best part, guys. When the lead is captured, it automatically takes it off your future mail campaign so that you don't have to do it, because none of us are doing it in the first place. But yet another way to save money so that expenses are going down and profitability is going up.
Yep. So that's how it talks back to the system. But if somebody goes dark and you want to start marketing back to them, you can click a button in OLM deal flow, the CRM, that says add back to marketing, and it pushes that lead right back into marketing activities. So you start marketing back to them without even having to do anything else.
Amazing. You don't have to go to the CRM or the CVS file, upload them again and do it. No, it's already taken care of. Just like that, guys. These are processes that pay for themselves. These are processes that you're already probably paying for virtual assistants to do for you.
Yes. And this is all high level. I mean, there's so many more details we're going to go through in the next couple of weeks.
Yes. Listen to this. I got one that's a good one here. Wow, this software is fantastic. Get a bigger wallet and purse. You'll need it for the buckets of bucks that come through the front door.
That's awesome. Love it.
Solid. If I had to guess, those words sound like Bill Rafter. And dude, I love that guy. And when he sees something that's liquid gold, he knows it. He's been in real estate, by the way, for over 35 years.
Wow.
And the guy just has so much knowledge in the real estate space. So that's awesome, guys. Anything else in ending, my friend?
I think that's it for today. I mean, we went through a lot of stuff, especially if it's new for people. Remember, use this chat feature. Don't be afraid to use it. We're there to help you. We want to make sure that we set you up for success. We have a bunch of videos for you to go through just to make sure that you're following the path that Cody sets out and doing the right things. But we're always there to help. And in the next couple of weeks, we'll go through this software where I think people are going to be super, super impressed with what we have there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Henritos Rivera. I do landscaping now, but I want to get into real estate. I want to grow bigger and better things. Awesome. Henritos, head on over to wholesalinginc.com where you can book a call. Love for you to at least have the conversation. You may find out that you can already start doing it even though you're doing landscaping, right? So if you're needing help, head on over to wholesalinginc.com. You can fill out a short little application, get on the phone with my team, and begin to see what it looks like, what it feels like, what it sounds like. And that's exciting. That's exciting that you're already thinking ahead. You're already thinking you want to get bigger and better, and that you feel like there could be a niche there in real estate. And I'll tell you, if that's the case, man, we certainly love and serve the heck out of our students. So that's for dang sure. But guys, I want to thank each one of you for joining us today. I know this was a little over an hour, and I know some were here and there and couldn't see it all. So I know there's going to be a lot of people watching this maybe on a later time, but thank you for joining us. We're going to do this every single Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Justin, my friend, thank you as well. I appreciate you taking your time. I know
thank you, man.
You're on vacation visiting family and you did this. So I want to thank you. That's kind of you. You consistently serve my tribe, my audience, and I want you to know I appreciate that.
You too, Cody. I mean, I love this stuff, right? Whatever I can do to help, I'm there. So if anybody has questions, feel free to reach out.
Okay, guys, one last thing. Again, if you haven't seen the actual link above, I'm going to put it right here on the screen right now. It's openlettermarketing.com/ref. That's that portal that he's been working out of. When he shared the screen, that's that portal. That portal's for you guys, right? My people, so that you get my pricing, you get this quality service. When you click onto that little question tab to ask for help, they have set this up to serve at a high level. That's why I love this group, and that's why I love Justin and his team, because it's all about service. It's all about adding value, and they do that at such a high level that I had to share this with you guys. So that's the portal. You get all of my pricing. You have access to the postcards, the letters, the CRM, and you get it at my pricing, which is killer. So go play around, skip tracing. I know there's a lot of cold callers watching this right now that I saw their names pop up. Skip tracing, guys. You're not going to find a better service out there that brings back incredible hit rates and incredible leads for you to start calling. So Justin, thanks again.
Thank you, Cody.
Guys, thank you for joining. I know this is a long one, but get ready, because next week we're going to deep dive some more stuff that are going to be like fire rockets are going to start going off in your head. So Justin, thanks again, brother. See you next week.
Thanks, Cody.
All right.
You
see
got it.
ya.